What is up, car addicts? I'm just going to be talking about this week's Triple Money Event Week as well as the vehicle discounts. This event week is from May 28th through June 3rd, 2020. The current casino podium vehicle is the Winnie Se Classic. This car is in the Compacts class and is primarily based on the 1967 Mini Mark II. It released about 1 year ago with a Southern San Andreas Super Sports Series update and normally cost about $300,000. Now, this is actually quite cheap compared to most of the casino podium vehicles we're used to seeing that cost over $1 million, but there have been vehicles in the past on the casino podium that have normally cost less than $1 million. And on top of that, they even put the SE Classic on sale this week, which is quite unusual. However, this car is pretty cool in my opinion in terms of customization and overall design. But unfortunately, the car does suffer from the slow handling flags, which makes it go very slow over bumps and kind of ruins the driving experience for me. So for those of you that maybe have the SE Classic already, you bought it a while ago, maybe you want to sell it to get the casino podium one for free, I recommend you don't, because you're only going to get about $300,000 for it, and that's probably what you spent on the customization, so you might even break even. So there's really not a point to selling the one you have and then getting the podium one. So is the SE Classic worth attempting to win from the casino podium this week? Honestly, I'm not really that sure it is this week, especially since it's on the podium and on sale. I think this is one of those cases where if you don't win it within the first 8 attempts, I wouldn't even bother continuing to try, because at that point you could have literally grinded the $180,000 it costs just to buy it yourself. But again, whatever strategy you prefer to use is fully up to you. Alright, so usually in this part of the video I talk about the property discounts, but sadly we don't have any this week, which is quite disappointing and very surprising to be honest. But hopefully next week they give us a lot of them to kind of make up for it, but I guess we'll see. Moving on to the vehicle discounts, we have 30% off the Progen PR4. This car is in the open wheels class of course, and currently gets the best lap times in comparison to the RD8. So this is a very good deal. I highly recommend snagging this one on discount if you can, guys. Moving along, we have 40% off the Nero. This car is in the sports class and is pretty fast in a straight line, but it's just a handful in the corners. It's very difficult to drive and keep up with a Pariah or the GTO, but it is possible on some tracks. Next up, we have the Mamba. This car is in the sports classics class. Now, this car is not the fastest in the class, and on top of that, it doesn't handle that well, but come on, it's based on the Shelby Cobra, right? I think that's kind of cool. The customization is also pretty good as well, and the exhaust note Rockstar gave it is very good. Really, my only gripe with the car is the lazy interior model, but other than that, I love almost everything about the car. Moving on to the Southern San Andreas website, we have 50% off the SE Sport. This car is actually the best one for sports car rally track style races, and the handling it has is absolutely insane. It has the best handling in the sports class in my opinion. Its handling is so good in fact that it can even beat the Pariah and Italia GTO on some tracks where there's barely any straights and there's a ton of turns back to back. I highly recommend getting this one if you can. Moving along, we have the SE Classic. Of course, it's currently the casino podium vehicle. And again, it's in the compacts class and very slow over bumps due to the handling flags. And lastly on this website, we have the most important discount, which is 50% off the regular SE that you can steal off the street for free. Definitely one of the best savings this week by far. You save a ton of money there. Alright, moving on to the Warstock website, we have 40% off the infamous Deluxo. This car is very well known in GTA for many reasons to say the least, but I know a lot of people have wanted one for a while, so now's your chance to get one for a good price. Again, keep in mind that you need to own an MOC, Avenger, or Arena Workshop with a specialist mechanic in order to customize it. Next up, we have 30% off the Brick Aid. This is a Pegasus vehicle that has no armor and can't be customized at all, so I'm not sure what the point of owning one is, but it's up to you. And lastly, on the Benny's website, we have 40% off the Nero. Now, this car came out almost 4 years ago, and there have been so many newer and faster supercars that have come out since then. But if you still want to own one, this is a good deal. And that's it for vehicle discounts. Discounts have definitely improved, as last week we had about 7 and this week we have 9, so they're definitely moving in the right direction. But again, sadly there were no property discounts this week, which does kind of suck. As far as free items just for logging in this week, you can get this Winnie t-shirt for free, which is pretty cool. Moving on to the triple money stuff, we have triple money and RP on the SE Classic Sun Races. These are kind of boring in my opinion due to the car having the slow handling flags, but they can pay out over $100,000 if you have a full 30-player lobby and a lot of laps during triple money. As far as double money, we have double money in RP on the dispatch missions and the lowrider missions as well. Also, don't forget guys that there's still a few days to complete the 10 daily objectives to get a free $1 million from Rockstar if you haven't already. Moving on to the Twitch Prime discounts for Twitch Prime members only. I'll leave instructions in the pinned comment how to become a Twitch Prime member if you aren't one already. So they seem to be the same as the last 2 weeks, which is quite weird. Usually the recent pattern is they've been changing it every 2 weeks, but this will be the 3rd week. But anyways, it was 60% off the Grotti Furia and 80% off the Tula. If this changes, sometimes Rockstar randomly changes stuff a few hours after the Thursday event week comes out. If it changes, I'll update it in the pinned comment. And lastly, we have of course the RC Bandito time trial Cyprus Flats. This week's normal time trial was LSI-A. I highly recommend a fast bike such as the Batty 801 constantly doing wheelies, or a fast car such as the Pariah or Itali GTO for that time trial. And this week's premium race is the Sports Classics race 8-figure bonus. I highly recommend either the Turismo Classic, Cheetah Classic, Rapid GT Classic, or the Retinue Mark II for that race. The easiest one to drive on that track because it is quite bumpy. In my opinion, the safest bet is the Cheetah Classic. It's very smooth over the bumps in comparison to the other cars. Anyways guys, hope this was helpful. This event week is good in terms of discounts and pretty decent in terms of money as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.